Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Retro Pop Planet, and today we are off 5th Avenue in New York City in front of the St. Regis Hotel. In the summer of 1982, here at the St. Regis, English musician Joe Jackson, along with all-star music video director Steve Barron, filmed the video for his new single Steppin Out. Released that August as a single and included as a track on the album Night and Day, the song peaked at number 6 on the Billboard 100 and would go on to be Jackson's biggest hit. I've read in interviews that the album is Jackson's love-hate letter to his adopted home of New York City following his divorce. The song is track number 5 on the Night side of the album and chronicles a lover's quarrel that leads to both partners driving off into the neon lights of the big city, hoping to bury their troubles, at least for a little while. I'm a massive fan of Jackson's music, but this is the song that I will always gravitate toward and is as iconic to me as the decade itself. Jackson filmed 3 videos from this album with director Steve Barron, one of the hottest music video directors of the 1980s, who would also film videos for Michael Jackson, David Bowie, Aha, Madonna, Dire Straits, and Paul McCartney, among many others. All 3 videos would go into perpetual circulation on MTV, much to Jackson's ire. He hated the entire concept of music videos, and he especially disliked being boxed into a specific genre of music. Night and Day was a jazz-inspired departure from his more punk rock albums of the late 1970s. It's an incredible album and one that I return to regularly. For many years, Jackson has refused to play the original up-tempo and disco-inspired album version of Steppin Out to a more streamlined and stripped-down melody. Back to the video. A simple concept by Barron and presented to Jackson as a Cinderella story. A young hotel maid fantasizing about leaving her simple world behind and getting whisked away into the night by a wealthy man. The video begins with a beautiful montage of New York City full of 1980s neon. The most iconic shot is arguably of the Chrysler Building, or Cinderella's castle. According to Barron's autobiography, the Chrysler Building was the focal point, and he wanted to coordinate a beat change in the song with the Chrysler Building lighting up at night. But according to Barron, he learned that the lights were on a sensor and could not be controlled by hand, so they came on when they came on. In order to get that shot, he went to the top of the Empire State Building and waited within a half-hour window, burning 10-minute film reels, hoping the lights didn't flip on when he was changing those reels. But everything went smooth, and he caught the lights switching on at the right time. We then pan up to the room itself, a suite at the St. Regis. The video fade had me second guessing where I thought the video was filmed from. So from what I can tell, in order to get that shot, they probably were somewhere over here looking across 5th Avenue up into the suite. And this is the Peninsula Hotel. Based on the balustrade outside the window, I thought it was at the uppermost point of the building and could only have been filmed from the Peninsula Hotel. When I returned home, I thought I might have been overthinking it, and it might be exactly what you see in the video, a simple pan up from the front entrance to both rooms. Speaking of the rooms, they look nothing like they did in the 1980s, as you would expect. This is a classic hotel with a lot of history, but they still need to modernize to continue to attract new clientele. I've no way of knowing, of course, which suite they actually used, but some of them go for upwards of $5,000 a night. They're certainly not letting me up there, but I also doubt that a good chunk of the entire production budget would have been blown on just one room. Speaking of rooms, the final main filming location was either a ballroom or in the main bar. The King Cole Bar, as it's known, is famous and has been featured in numerous TV shows and movies, but it doesn't look like the music video. Some of the chandeliers match up, but I couldn't find these statues anywhere. I didn't even attempt to film inside the hotel, especially since we were just lurking around inside on a very crowded Sunday evening during the Christmas season, but I did take some photos. There's a couple shots in the video. One, the camera's actually looking down. So it must have been positioned up here somewhere, maybe overlooking one of these ledges. Cinderella's daydream is shattered when her guests return to their room. The video ends with Jackson exiting the hotel and finding the rose on the sidewalk. The composer finding Jackson's completed song, and then Joe Jackson leaving the rose in a flower box outside the hotel. All right, then he comes out of these doors. And he turns, and this box is probably not in the same location, but he puts the rose in the planter box. All right, guys, that's gonna do it from the St. Regis and the filming locations for Joe Jackson's 1982 music video, Steppin' Out. If you're interested in more Joe Jackson music, I went to see him for the first time last summer in concert, and I'll leave a link to that video at the end of this one. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.